All right, guys, let's do this. This is gonna suck. We're gonna break down the second half of this Lakers Pistons game because the Lakers got blown out, and there's no point in really breaking down the first half because, like I said, I've tried so much to make these breakdowns a little bit quicker, but I just talk too much, man. I talk too much, and I'm not able to keep these shorter. So let's just start from the second half. The first half, the game was pretty close. I thought the Lakers were okay. And then I was a little bit busy in the second half, so I didn't get to watch it, but it was just a blowout. So let's go see what happened. And look, I said during the last film breakdown against the Kings, I was like, hey, you beat the Kings, great, but it's really about how you guys match up against these better and just more athletic teams. And let's go take a look. And look, everyone wants to make it an effort issue right now. Let's see if it's really effort or if it's coaching. So, Lakers down 5 to start the half. The game is within reach. They gave up 70. That's pretty ugly. Rui Hachimura's out. Austin Reeves is out. Okay, so they're down a few of their starters. So, early on, Luka's getting downhill. Lob. Very nice. Textbook. Cade was a monster this game. Cade is really fucking good. High pick and roll. Cade gets Luka on the switch. They send two to the ball. Finds Asar. Fade. Okay. Shot clock violation. All right. 3-point game. 3-point game. 3-point game, guys. Game is within reach. Happy birthday, LeBron James. Okay, let's see what happens here. Marcus Smart throws a lob to Ayton. Ayton gets it here. Luka runs and gets the scramble. Not a huge fan of that shot by Ayton. That's not really his. Not saying he can't hit that, but just I feel like we can get something better here. And I don't mind Luka giving him the ball because I think Luka's trying to maybe play a little bit more team basketball. So he's like, okay, here, take the ball. All right, Ayton misses it. It's fine. It's not a terrible possession. It's not the best possession. Cade. Just Cade, man. His handles are... I really like his ball handling. Just at his size, just boom, gets low. Finds Isaiah Stewart. Braun closes out short. Bang. Good hit by Isaiah Stewart. I don't mind Braun closing out short. This is the scouting report, right? I think he's been working on his three ball, but he's still low 30s, so closes out short. Okay, make the three, prove it, and he does. So kudos to him. Luka, step back. Let's see how much time was on the clock when he goes into the step back. My thing with Luka, right, is he is shooting like 31% from three, and he's either leading the league in three-point attempts per game or he's up there. And that's just... like, what the fuck, man? You're not a sniper. I understand that he's a scorer, so he can go off and hit these threes when he's really heating up. But what makes Luka Doncic special to me is his ability to get in this area right here and just destroy defenses. And I think at 26, he's already gotten a lot of mileage on his legs that I just think he can't physically get to this area all the time. So he shoots a step back, and so he's going to live and die with the step back. But if he's going to live and die with the step back, if he's not going to shoot the three at 40%, then it really changes who he is as a player, and it changes his ceiling as a player. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Cade. Look at Braun. Braun moves his feet. Good defense on Cade. Really nice pass by Cade. But Luka gets out. Decent contest. All right, 6-point game so far. 6-point game so far. Not an issue. Lakers are in this game. Good pass from Luka. He finds Jake. This is why athleticism in the NBA, when you're at that next level athleticism, it really changes things. Because Jake at this point should just go up for the finish. He should just put his chest into Asar Thompson, or put his shoulder into Asar Thompson's chest, and then just go up. But Asar is a freak athlete, so Jake thinks twice about going up. Ends up kicking it out to Braun. That's fine. Braun draws the foul on Beef Stew. Should have been a shooting foul. Okay, Luka gets a curl down towards the rim. I like these. I like getting him the ball in this type of situation, right? Instead of having him work and dribble the ball a ton and work so hard to get downhill, just get him the ball going downhill right now. So he gets it. Ausar stays straight. What did I just say? Last play. What did I just say last play? I love it when Luka motherfucking Doncic gets the ball here. And it's up to the coaching staff to find ways to get him the ball here and make it easier for him. Don't just say, hey, get the ball, Luka. Go cook. Like, come on, guys. This is a simple fucking play, and it gets him right here. And look, he just kind of he bullies Ausar a little bit, just shoots a little floater. That's automatic for him, man. 4-point game. Lakers are in this game. Okay, Cade comes off the screen. Obviously, Luka guarding Cade, that's going to be tough, right? So you got Ayton and drop. We got Duren slipping. Or Duren's rolling, sorry. Cade, 2 on the ball. Good steal. Who tips that? Either Luka or Ayton gets the tip. Ayton gets the tip. Good steal. Good tip by Ayton. Good steal by Marcus Smart. Good defense by Luka and Ayton. Okay, Marcus Smart's got it. Throws it up to Luka. What is he going to do? Okay, I thought he was going to shoot that. Nice. Good kick out. I mean, so far, so good. When does the meltdown start happening? I didn't watch the second half, but when the fuck does the meltdown start happening? We're down 1 so far. That was a great play. Attaboy, Jake. Like I said, I want Jake to start. Rui's out. Jake starts. All right, Marcus. He's pointing to his left because he knows right now that when you're the defender in this position and you got such a dynamic guy like Cade coming up, your biggest fear is getting just beat baseline. I swear to God, anybody who's played hoop, played against dynamic guards, dynamic drivers of the ball, you understand when you're like in this one-on-one and they're kind of sizing you up, you're like, fuck. My biggest concern is they hit me with the move and just go baseline and get right to the rack. So the first thing Marcus is doing is he's pointing to his left to just say, hey, someone get my help and just be aware. If Cade beats me, someone has to help cut him off and funnel him away. All right, Cade goes baseline. What did I just say, right? Marcus, look at Marcus. Marcus is already pointing to the left. He's saying, look, Ayton, get over here. Ayton just doesn't do a good enough job. He's just a little bit late, right? Like, Ayton should have already been here and trust Jake, trust Braun coming over in the middle to stop Duren. But Ayton's just kind of like, he's flat-footed. He doesn't really commit. And it's not like his eyes are on Duren right now. He's just kind of lost right now. And as a result, Cade is just kind of able to just get Marcus right down here. Sorry, guys. I just came back from the gym, so I'm a little bit out of breath. But he's able to just get Marcus down into the low block. Marcus forces a miss, but because, like, Ayton's out of position, yeah, it's just this play would have been better if Ayton was just able to, like, cut him off here, and then if he throws a slip, then Jake comes down, and then you guys rotate on the back end here. But you can't really let Cade just get down here and shoot little floaters because he's going to make these. This time he misses, but he draws so much attention. Now Ayton's helping him here that it's an easy cleanup for Duren. And, you know, could you yell at Braun for not boxing out? Sure. But Laravia, Luka, Braun, they kind of all look. But Braun's got the corner responsibility. So really this play, it started because Ayton doesn't listen to Marcus. Marcus is telling him, look, get right here. Don't let him just take me down here. Ayton doesn't listen. Cade gets all the way down there, and now Ayton's got to help. And now when you help down there as a big, you're leaving your man to just get the easy cleanup. Bad basketball right there. And it's all started by Ayton just not being aggressive enough on the help defense, even though Marcus communicated with them at the beginning of the play. Yo, watch the left. Watch the left. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going to get some water. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, I mean, that play, on the live watch, it looks like, oh, you know, Braun didn't box out, Jake didn't box out. But really, that play shouldn't have even gotten there. You can't let drivers of the basketball like Cade just get shots here. You're going to lose. Okay, Braun has the ball at the top. I do like this. At least if you're going to run pick and roll, like my biggest pet peeve is initiating the ball far away from the 3-point line. At least they're initiating the pick and roll down here. So he gets a screen from Ayton. Is that Javonte? I think his name is Javonte Green. He kind of gets backed off of it. All right, Braun's got Duren one-on-one. Horrendous shot by Braun. At this point in his career, Braun, there's going to be certain nights where Braun has it and then certain nights where he's just not going to be able to beat guys off the dribble as consistently. That's to be expected. This 3 is just unnecessary. Like, if I'm giving Luka shit for shooting bad shots, like, this is a terrible shot. What are you doing? Sidestep 3? Unserious jump shot. 3-point game still. What happens here? That's a clean strip. Clean strip by Jake. Refs missed the call. All right, Duncan Robinson goes baseline. What happens here? Bad individual defense by Marcus Smart. He's got to be in a better stance than that. I think he's thinking, oh, it's Duncan Robinson. I'm going to go contest a shot. But Duncan Robinson has been working on his drive game. This isn't Miami Duncan Robinson. He's been working on his drive game, and these are NBA guys. If you play 2 up on them, they're going to go by you. So look at Duncan Robinson. Catches Marcus Smart standing upright, not in a stance. Look, what is he cutting off here? He's not cutting off. He's basically giving him the baseline. So Duncan Robinson just racks it, goes. Now Marcus Smart is able to somewhat cut him off, but Luka comes over for the help and just completely turns his back to his man. So now when you're in this spot right here, if you're Luka, this to me is bad defense by Luka. Like, the way he should have come help is stay in this position right here and slide his feet down here. But, I mean, they coach you this shit when you're in grade school, bro. They coach you this shit. It's always, if you're playing defense, you can't completely turn your head and look at the ball and then lose your man. You got to kind of be using your peripheral vision, right? Your eyes got to be here. Your head's got to be facing here so you can see this and see this, you know? There's actually a Michael Jordan clip from way back in the day where he teaches how to play defense, and it's just basic shell drill stuff. Like, eyes got to always be able to see your man and then see the help. You can't just get caught ball watching. So Luka comes over, and yeah, he aggressively helps, but when you're in help position like this, look, he has no idea where the fuck Asar Thompson is. So if he doesn't get his hand on this ball, it's over. This is a high risk. This is a gamble, and it doesn't pay off because the ball gets by. Bad help defense by Luka. He made the right rotation, but his individual technique on the help defense was really poor. Okay, they're keeping Asar on Luka, split, and then just turns it over. Now, my issue with these high gathers right here is I don't think you're high gathering right here because you think you're going to shoot the ball. Because if you high gather here, you're left with shooting like a 1-foot runner from the free throw line. That's just not really a great shot for anyone. So the only reason guys try to high gather over here is basically to grift a foul. And there's just no need to do that. So look, he tries to grift and Duren just gets his hand on the ball. Now the Pistons are off to the races. Now look, the Lakers sprint back. DA is sprinting back. Marcus Smart sprints back. LaRavia starts sprinting back. Braun starts sprinting back. They're all in a dead sprint to try to shut this off. It's a 5-point game. Luka complains to the ref. Foul. Not much you can do there. Marcus Smart tried to kind of do what he could, try to take the charge, but you can't be giving up those type of turnovers, man. Okay. What happens here? Does he miss the second one? Okay, somehow the Lakers don't really do a great job of boxing this out, but somehow the ball ends up to Braun. Throws a bad pass to Jake, but Luka comes over and saves it. That is a great play. Really nice bounce pass by Luka. Look at LeBron in a dead sprint. Could have been an and one. Would have been kind of soft. I think that's a good no call. That's a no call in the playoffs, so I'm totally fine with that. 3-point game, guys. 3-point game. 3-point game. Everything is within reach. Okay, now Duren's got Ayton on him, and Duren has been having quite the fucking season. So, 1-on-1 against Ayton. Ayton's defensive fundamentals are really poor. Just look at his hands. That's just a foul waiting to happen. But Duren kind of bails him out, but still hits the shot. What's Ayton mad about? Let's see what he's mad about here. Because he's kind of pissed off. Yeah, I mean, Luka, you don't really want to help off Cade. I think that was just a great move by Duren. Nothing to get too frustrated at. Marcus Smart, good kick. Really nice finish by Ayton. Spin move, gets into a little fade. Awesome. Awesome. 3-point game. You're locked in. You're fighting against this team. You're down 2 of your best players. You're fighting. Let's see here. Great rotation, great defense. So Cade takes Braun to the Braun baseline. Look at DA. DA comes over to help. Now someone's got to this right here is open, but it's just too many hands. So Cade at this point could just dump it to Asar, and that's probably a dunk, but he kind of misses that read, throws it to Javonte Green, and then steps out of bounds. Really good defensive rotations by everyone. Look at Braun. He chases down Cade, forces the turnover. Awesome. So far, starting the third quarter, the defense has been pretty good. Effort looks good to me. Okay, high ball screen. I'm not really a huge fan of when the Lakers are running high ball screen right now because they're just kind of like, it's just too easy to guard. But look at this. So they first try to run this high ball screen, and you remember how last game I was telling you guys that, or I showed you guys they did a variation where they had the person on the wing start in the middle, and then the second Luka came off the screen, that person on the wing just flashed to the 3-point line just to try to make the defense think about something else. Now they're just back to running fucking basic high ball screens. Okay, high ball screen. They got Duren switched onto Luka. And then Asar's like, fuck that. They just leave Ayton. I mean, do you guys think this is a good shot? He's 6 feet behind the line. If he just kept his dribble and wasn't going to settle for the 3, look what happens here. Look who's wide open. Asar just leaves Ayton to get back to his man. Ayton is wide open. If he just takes a dribble here, this is an easy pass to Ayton, and he can do whatever he wants. He probably dunks right here. Duncan Robinson probably just gets out of the way. Or at the very least, he gets fouled. But instead, he predetermined, I'm going into the step back 3. And look at where he shoots this. He shoots this 6 feet behind the line. Now, I'm not saying Luka can't hit threes. I've seen him hit threes on the biggest stages. I've seen him, hit game winners in the playoffs off of the step back 3. But just hunting this shot right now in this situation, when you got your big man wide open, is that's just not good basketball. If you make it, you're a hero. But why? Why take hero shots right now? It's a 3-point game. Run regular offense, man. That's the fear. If this is what he's going to be doing all the time, and this is his default offense, this is what he likes to run, then I think the Lakers got a problem. All right, Cade sees DeAndre in, throws a slip pass to Duren. That's a really nice pass. Great charge. Let's see. Is that yes, his heels just happen to be on the restricted area. But I like that by Luka though. Just wanted to be a little bit quicker. If he could jump, if he could just leap and plant right here. So he's just a little bit late. If he made it, that would have been a charge. Okay, another pick and roll. Cade coming off this Duren screen. Dribbles it off Ayton's foot. Way to get on the fucking ground. Laravia throws it to Braun. And they call a foul on Ayton. So I think Ayton just throws the guy out of the way. I don't know. But should have been, that's a 4-point swing, right? All right, got Marcus Smart on Cade. You know what they're going to. They want Luka. They want to get Luka. Teams are attacking Luka. So they put Luka in screen action again. All right, Lakers give up the switch easily. The switch to me is just so like, you guys got to do stuff to either pre-switch or just do a better job of fighting through the screen. You can't just concede this switch and just have Luka guarding the opposing team's best player. Look how easy that is. All right, Cade sizing up Luka. What's he going to do? Good defense by Luka. Look at Marcus Smart here. So Asar cuts baseline to get out of the way, but Marcus Smart just leaves him. And Marcus Smart is just zoned up here the entire time to help Luka. Luka does a good job staying in front. 3-point game so far. I sound like a broken fucking record, bro. Jake, you gotta shoot this right here. Gets to the rim. Asar just sends that. You gotta shoot that, Jake. We need you to get in rhythm. Okay, let's see here. Luka, so he's got Duren again. So right here, right, he's got Marcus Smart wide open right here. I know it's Marcus Smart. I know he's not the best shooter, but like, guys are open, man. This is an open shot. Now Luka's going to go into it because the Pistons aren't necessarily doing a good job of guarding everyone. They're just like, fuck it, we're just going to guard Luka. I mean, Marcus Smart is wide open. Shoots a tough little, I'll say this, at least he didn't shoot a step back three, but this still isn't a great shot. Marcus Smart's wide open. All right, Jalen Duren's bringing the ball up. Tries to get fancy with it. Nothing's there. Great hands by Jake. Great hands by Jake. Luka. Little hezzy. And one. Good fucking finish. You guys noticing something, right? When Luka is below this area right here and he shoots, it's like it's either an actual foul and he gets an and one, or he just hits the shot. Like he's really unguardable down there in the paint area. And I'm not saying we got to ask him, hey, get down to the paint every single time. That's exhausting. I've said this numerous times, but it should be a concerted effort by him and the coaching staff to say, going into games, hey, we want to try to get you in the paint. Not, hey, shoot 10 step backs. Game's tied. Lakers were down 5 at the half. Tie game. Luka, 27 points, 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Keep doing what we're doing. This is just bad defense, right? Look at this angle. No one ever gets in front of Cade. Marcus Smart, again. How does this start? He's trying to top lock this against Cade. I don't know why he's guarding him like this. Just guard him straight up. Play this way. Why are you not facing this way? Why are you facing this way? It's just kind of weird. Marcus Smart's kind of putting himself in a position where he's giving Cade the alley. So Duren just gets it and just throws it to Cade. Marcus Smart never gets back in front. Now, I don't really know what they're doing on this defensive possession, so maybe like this is the scheme, but I'll give Marcus credit. He's pointing left the entire time because he's like, look, Cade has this lane. Someone step in and help. And no one really does. So Cade just continues to bully his way in. Great finish. It's too easy. They're not really making it hard on him, are they? Backdoor cut. Luka makes a great read, right? It looks like Marcus Smart's about to set the screen. I like these plays when they're setting screens at the wing and guys get the chance to either backdoor cut, curl off of them, or flare. Luka just makes the quick backdoor cut read ahead of time. Really good defense here by Ron Holland. He knows he's out of the play. So what he does next is he just sprints right to the corner. He's like, look, I can't do anything here. I'm probably going to foul him. Cade already rotated, so just trust Cade. I wish Luka just went up. Because Cade right here, he's not really, he's just putting his arms up and just saying like, I'm not going to foul you, but I'm just going to be big. And Luka just overthinks it. Like, just go up. Now it's going to be 5-on-4. Jake fouls Ivy. A little bit soft of a call. I don't know what really happens there. It doesn't really look that bad. Okay. Cade got Jake 1-on-1. Screen. 2 on the ball. Kicks it. Javonte Green. Miss. Good board by Luka. Big boy board. Coming down the court. What does he do? Marcus Smart. Clank. I would rather, like, I know this is, so Luka's an interesting player because he can make every pass, but sometimes I wonder if he's like predetermining where he's going to go on certain plays. Because I know Vando's been shooting actually decently from 3, but he's got 2 options right now. He could throw this corner pass to Vando or the pass to Marcus. I'd rather just throw this to Marcus Smart. Rather just throw it to Marcus Smart in the first place. Still ends up getting to Marcus. He misses it, but I mean, Marcus Smart, let's be real. Like, I don't care what the percentages say. He's a better shooter than Vando, right? We would agree. So, yeah, like, yeah. I don't know. I would have just made this quick pass to Marcus Smart. Give me a second, guys. All right. Jaden Ivey gets it to Ron Holland. Beautiful finish. Jake just kind of gets beat, and then Jackson Hayes is not really in help. Like, you got to kind of help here, and then Luka would step up to help your man, help the helper. But Hayes is too worried about Duren up here, and just Ron Holland, great driver. Okay. Give me a second. Let me see. All right, Luka's got the ball. Luka's got the ball against Ron Holland. Swings it to Nick Smith. It's a good pass. Nick Smith doesn't hit it. Last game, Nick Smith was hitting these plays. It's a wide open shot. Just got to hit it. It misses. It happens. It's good process, though. See, like a play like that, you can't look at that play and then say it's a bad play. That's good process. Double comes, he swings it to Nick Smith. Ron Holland, 1-on-1 against Hayes. My goodness, what a take. All right, now it's a 6-point game. It's still within reach. It's still within reach. High pick and roll. Okay, so now Nick Smith's in the game. They're running this same kind of action, right? Where Nick Smith is the one flashing to the 3-point line as Luka's coming off the screen, just to see if he can distract his guy. Now, I don't know why when Nick Smith isn't on the court, they don't run it. I would still run it even with Nick Smith not on the court, because it's just a good concept in general. It's something that is a little bit easier than whatever the other stuff is. So it works, but what happens here? The Pistons, so now the Pistons look like they're kind of doing what the Rockets did, which is Holland's going to fight over the screen. Duren's going to come up aggressively. Look how high up he is. But they're just going to keep chasing Luka. They're going to be like, fuck it. You want to go this way? We're going to keep pushing you towards the sideline. So the action with Nick Smith actually kind of works because he does pull his man a little bit out, but Luka gets pushed out to the sideline. This pass is hard to make right now, but he makes it anyways. Great pass. But this is a little bit scary, right? Because right now, I don't like it when teams are pushing our ball handlers out to the sideline. Okay, Cade's got it one-on-one against Nick Smith. Jackson Hayes comes over to help. All right, got to rotate. Look at Nick Smith. Where's he going? He's sprinting to the corner, right? Jaden Ivey, backdoor cut. Smokes it. What did I say about Vando? Vanderbilt's defensive technique is fucking dog shit. He makes plays because he works really hard. He's a hustle guy defensively. He's got high motor. He's athletic. He's fluid. But this is just such bad defensive technique. Just bites on the fake. There's a little fake and just gets backdoor cut completely. Ivy just kind of loses the ball, and then Vando commits the foul. But that's on Vando. Terrible play. 5-point game still. Game still within reach. Look how aggressive now. Now they're getting aggressive. Now they're getting aggressive on this pick and roll coverage. They're like, this looks strategic by the Pistons coach. It seems like they decided second half, okay, we're going to see if he's tired, and we're going to try to tire him out. Just disrupting. Look at Ron Holland. It's a great individual shot-making play by Luka. But that's great defense by Ron Holland. If you're the Pistons, you're like, hey, if you want to win by doing this, go for it. Go for it. It's great defense by Ron Holland. Lakers down 2. Jaden Ivey. Holland hits one on the other end. What happens here? Yeah, Luka just kind of lets him shoot it. Ron Holland's not known for hitting threes. I want a better contest than this. Kind of reminds me of the LeBron-Isaiah Stewart play where both Luka and LeBron right now are like daring guys to hit shots. But they're hitting them. Another high pick and roll. This time there's no action to occupy the third defender, so it's just straight high pick and roll. And what do the Pistons do? Go back to trapping. Or whatever the fuck you want to call this. You can say they're hedging. There's 2 on the ball. Okay? I don't care about these terms. It's 2 on the ball. And look who the 2 they have are, right? They got Reed and Ron Holland. This is aggressive. This is athletic. Commit the foul. But you see what's happening now, right? They're not letting Lakers ball handlers come off the pick and roll anymore with the head of steam. They're saying, fuck it, we're gonna trap the shit out of you guys. And just make this really difficult. I guess Luka might have hit him in the face or something. All right, 6-point game. Nick Smith. They get whistled for the foul. Okay, Sasser's got the ball against Nick Smith. Crosses over. 2 on discipline defensively. Why are you bites on the cross, bites on the little hezzy, right? So he goes there, but then he tries to recover by reaching to steal instead of just saying, fuck it. If he gets me on this crossover, let me slide here and meet him here. Instead, the second he gets even a little bit beat, he just panics and reaches and then just commits the foul. Sends him to the line. Now the game is starting to get a little bit scary because it's now a 7-point game, but it feels like the Pistons are gaining momentum because the Lakers are just back to running pick and roll. They're just back to running pick and roll. Give me a second. Lakers are just back to running pick and roll. Nick Smith, they're trying to run an inverted pick and roll to get maybe Luka on Marcus Sasser. But the problem with having guards set screens is a lot of guards just aren't great at setting screens. So Nick Smith Jr., like Ron Holland just doesn't even feel him, just goes right around. So you basically got nothing out of that. Ron Holland is back on Luka. But Nick Smith Jr. is open for this window right here. Let's see if Luka gets rid of the ball. I mean, I've seen Lucas throw this behind the back pass right here. That's either an open lane for Nick Smith or he's shooting that. But Luka's like, fuck it, just keeps going to the rim. Forces a really tough shot. That's a bad possession. Bad. This is where I want Luka to just make this pass. He's open, just make this pass. That's the whole point of the inverted ball screen is if they're putting 2 on the ball, which they're doing, instead of an unskilled big getting the ball, you're getting the ball to a guard. Attacking with numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, they got LeBron in the fucking corner, by the way. This coach sucks. But then, you know what? In fairness to JJ, this inverted ball screen does work because Nick Smith Jr. is open, and Luka just does his own thing. So I'll give JJ some fault because why are you just back to running these basic-ass pick and rolls? But I will also say, in fairness to JJ and the staff, the inverted ball screen does end up doing what it's supposed to do. So I think this plays more on Luka. You guys got to tell him in the film room, hey, that's open. Give him the ball. Pistons are in transition. Jaden Ivey. Excellent finish. Not terrible defense. That's just Jaden Ivey being an athlete. Jump stopping, double clutch. That's tough. Luka tries to get Pistons again. Look at this. They're getting ready for him to come off the screen. Looks like they're really shading him to the baseline. So Luka, what he tries to do is he tries to basically reject the screen and tries to reject the screen just to go full speed, right? But the problem is Ron Holland is a much better athlete than Luka Doncic, and that's not me trying to be negative towards Luka. Ron Holland is a sick athlete. So Holland is able to recover, but Luka throws a great fucking pass. I actually kind of like this little adjustment. So look at what they do here. This is good by the coaching staff. I'll give the coaching staff credit. See, a shitty set would have been just having Jackson Hayes stand in the dunker spot. But this time they put Jackson Hayes up at the semicircle. By the way, LeBron is just still on the wing, not really doing anything. They're not involving him. And then, so the second Luka goes, they have Jackson Hayes already moving. So now it's kind of like a natural 2-on-1. Now, Holland actually does a pretty good job of staying in front. So I think right here, Reed he doesn't play this correctly. If Reed was just a little bit more back. But it's a great play by Luka. That's a nice little wrinkle to the pick and roll. Then Luka goes to the locker room. Not really sure what happens. I think he was pretty banged up this game. That's another concern I'm having with Luka is just his durability. All right, Pistons up 8. The game is starting to get a little bit away from the Lakers. Jump ball. That wasn't a bad defensive possession. Lakers get it. Ball goes to Nick Smith. That's just too quick of a shot by Braun. Now, I think the reason why Braun takes this, I'll be totally honest with you guys, is because he has not been involved in anything in the last 5-6 possessions. He hasn't touched the ball. So he's just thinking, all right, I need to get my rhythm. I need to take a shot. It's a bad shot. But if you're the coaching staff, you got to do a little bit better job of getting our guys the ball. LeBron comes in for a steal. Good steal. Is he going to shoot this again? Another bad shot. Ends up in a Jackson Hayes fucking dunk. Good hustle by Hayes. Braun, back-to-back. Just threes. Hunting these threes. I don't know why. He had a bad game. Not badass game. He had a bad game. 6-point game. Holland rejects the screen. Great steal by Jake. Gets it to Braun. Throws it to Hayes. Got to finish that. Just got to finish that. 41 years old. He's old man now. He doesn't have the same lift. Just kind of fumbles the layup. Would have been a 4-point game. Okay, Sasser splits the pick and roll. Kicks it to Ivy. Who fucks up here? Jake tries to get over. Vando, I don't know. Are they in a zone here? I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Vando, what the fuck are you doing? Vando sits there but gets split, which you can't do. If you're going to be that aggressive, you can't let him split you. Vando gets split. What did I say about Vando? Terrible defensive technique. And that's just an easy lane for fucking Ron Holland. What's Nick Smith supposed to do? He's put in a bad spot right here. Does what he can, but that's bad defense by Vando. Vando's ultra aggressive. I don't think he knows what the fuck he's doing. All right, start of the fourth quarter. Game's starting to get a little bit away from them, but the Lakers are only down 8. For everything that's happened, you're only down 8 points right now. Sasser, step back. Misses. Great board. And Jake, what did I say? Jake he's liable for a handful of bozo plays a game. He could get rid of these plays, man. Like, come on, man, Jake. Just focus a little bit, man. I like everything else I'm seeing from him, but just like that play, that's a huge momentum swing. Pistons get the ball. Sasser comes off. And Ivy just hits a 3. That's a fucking huge swing. You got to stop, and Jake, you just gave the ball away. And Mando, you gotta play a little bit better defense than that. These standstill threes. Ivy, did you watch the Purdue tape? He could hit these. Just rises up into an easy 3. Hits it. Now it's getting into trouble area. Pistons up 11. Don't know why we have Vando initiating offense up here. That's pretty stupid. That's pretty fucking dumb. I would have rather had Jake get the ball here and have Vando screen for Braun. Really poor choice. Braun gets fouled. All right, Marcus Smart has the ball. Draws the foul. Nice take by Marcus Smart. I don't think Sasser's not going to be strong enough to keep Marcus Smart away from the rim. So I'm fine with that attack. Ron Holland, quick swing to Sasser. Kick out. Holland again. Tough shot by Holland. Ayton fights for the rebound. Nice job. LeBron throws it ahead. It's Marcus. Pistons do a good job swarming. All right, Braun's got the ball one-on-one in the post. What's he going to do? Kicks it to Marcus. That's a really tough shot. But I guess the shot clock was going down. Shot clock winding down. I'm fine with giving Vando time. I want Vando to play. This is kind of one of the issues with Vando because if you look at this, he wants to stay in the dunker spot. Vando, sprint to the corner, man. You've already hit a few. I think he hit a few in the first half. So if Ayton's already in the dunker spot, Vando right here, he's kind of like, he doesn't want to shoot this three. But if Vando sprints to the corner, I promise you Marcus Smart is throwing that ball to the corner. Instead, Vando just kind of hides. And Marcus Smart's forced to take a tough shot. That's on you, Vando. You hit 2 threes earlier in the first half, I remember. Just keep shooting. You got to be where you're supposed to be. This is just terrible one-on-one defense by Ayton. Ayton plays defense with too much with his hands. Look at his hands. Just his hands are always low. And when you're a big man, your hands are low, you're going to get whistled for a lot of fouls. Okay, Braun's got the ball. He's posting up Green. Just terrible. Somehow shot clock was winding down. I don't even know how they got there, but they're just bad. Braun's shot selection this game, really fucking bad. Swing. Jaden Ivey gets a great rebound, but just throws it away. All right, Lakers are in the break. It's a 9-point game. LeBron. All right, Luka's back in the game. Jab. Kicks it. I'm trying to see this here. Like, I would have liked it if Braun had cut, but just a tough shot. Yeah, that play just didn't really go anywhere. Sasser. I don't think he scored in the last 5 games in a row, and now he's just... This is what happens, though, when you're not playing good basketball. A lot of these plays, to me, it doesn't really look like the Lakers are playing with no effort. That's not really what I'm seeing on tape from watching this. You know what I mean? Like, do you guys agree? Watch the tape right now. Does it really seem that like the Lakers aren't playing with effort, or does it just seem like everything's just a little bit disconnected? It feels like they're playing hard. They're just not very good. The ball's not always moving when it needs to be. The sets are like weird. Sometimes the wrong guys are getting the ball. All right, Luka swings it to Marcus Smart. Good play. That's what I'm saying, Luka. Trust your teammates. Especially if you got Marcus Smart open, just give him the ball in the wing. I know he can go cold, but he's your most established role player, if we're being totally honest. It's not even close. He's done the most on offense before. He's played the best defense. He's won a DPOY. Even though he's not a sniper or anything like that, you got to trust him with the ball if he's wide open. Cade, back in the game. Misses. LeBron just kind of fumbles it. Really bad LeBron game. LeBron was atrocious this game. Just isn't careful with it. Gets stripped by Green. All right, LeBron's pointing here. Who's he pointing to? He wants someone to go cut off the baseline for Cade because he anticipates Cade beating Ayton. Ayton actually does it a good job. Luka takes Duren. Tough move by Duren. Now it's a 12-point game. Who threw this pass? Was that who the fuck threw this pass? Is that Luka who threw this pass? Yeah, just it's a lazy pass. Just no need to throw it. Terrible turnover. Does Sasser hit this? Of course he does. All right, now you're starting to get blown out. Okay, another high pick and roll. No movement at all. Putting Braun in the corner. Same thing. They got 2 on the ball. Luka's reading. Who's he reading? I think he's reading Duncan to see if Duncan's gonna drop or not. 1, 2. But look at this, spacing's really poor. Why are Marcus and Jake up here? One of them should be in the corner. It works out because what does Duncan do? Duncan stays up with Jake, and then Sasser, like, they just kind of get confused. The Pistons just get a little bit confused here. Sasser's a little bit late to that. Luka finds it. When you're playing against elite playmakers like Luka, these windows, you gotta always look at these windows. But that's a great play by Luka. Cade coming off. Just he's a fucking bull going to the rim. He just moves so methodically. Both Marcus and DeAndre Ayton have not, like, when Cade has come off the screen and he's got DeAndre Ayton and drop and Marcus on his hip, he's been getting into scoring position every time. These guys are just not doing a good enough job of, he's just getting to his right hand. You got to do a better job of cutting him off. Ayton's just being hesitant, and as a result, Cade's just putting him in the basket. Pretty terrible defensive game by Ayton so far. LeBron's going to shoot this. Oh, in and out. Not the best shot, but you're down 15 at this point, so you're going to start hunting. Cade crosses over on Braun. Good defense. You see the difference between Braun? Like, at least he gets very physical with Cade on these drives. Boom. Makes him pick up the dribble. The swing is to Duncan. Can't let him shoot. Survive that, but that's fucking crazy. Terrible pass. Now, I mean, I like the idea. Just needs to throw a little bit better of a pass. But if Ayton seals his man, this is a fucking dunk. He just doesn't really seal his man. That's a charge. Great charge by Marcus Smart. 15-point game. Luka comes off the screen. Bad pass by Luka. No one tags him. Now it's starting to get ugly. 17-point game. Points off turnovers this quarter, 10 points. Or opponent points off turnovers. They should just say points off turnovers. This is such a fucking stupid graphic. Clearly, the Pistons have scored 10 points off of Lakers turnovers. Why are they doing this? High pick and roll. Again, now it's kind of starting to get a little bit one-trick pony-ish because you got Jake flashing to the wing on this pick and roll. He's kind of playing the Nick Smith role. Luka finds Jake. Jake attacks Duncan Robinson. Just short arms it. Not bad. Not a bad shot. Not a bad play, though. Cade. Yeah, this is getting ugly. No one runs out. No one closes out. They've given up. No one closes out. Effort's bad now, but you're getting blown out. I'll probably just do a few more plays because this is over. Marcus. It's a really nice pass. Jackson screens for Laravia, and then Luka screens for Jax, and Luka occupies two guys here. It's a great play. All right, Cade's ISO'd against Vando. I think he's just going to attack that. Just gets right by Vando. Way too aggressive. You got to read the scouting report, man. Cade, I don't think Cade's shooting that well from three. He's been bullying everyone under the basket tonight. And look how aggressive Vando is with Cade at the top of the key. And Cade just goes right by, uses his aggression against him, draws the foul, and one. Just not paying attention to the scouting report. Vando's individual defense, man, is so fucking bad. I wonder sometimes. Luka goes into foul bait mode, misses the first one, but then ends up drawing a foul. Okay, Duncan runs off the curl. Marcus Smart catches just basically an errant elbow to the face. Falls. Nothing the Lakers can do on that when your defender just falls down. Was it a foul? It was, but, just not much you can say there. Luka drives, kick out to Smart, short. But Vando hustles, gets the rebound. That's going up. Yeah, now they're just chucking some terrible shots. Duncan Robinson, he's not going to miss again. Game's over. I mean, there's really not much to look at now. Bottom line is this. I'll say this. That's why I didn't really celebrate much when they beat the Kings. I think this game, some of the effort at the end was bad, but your stars weren't great. I think LeBron was really bad, taking some really bad shots. I think he got a little bit iced out of the game. And this game, there's really no one specifically to blame. I just think it was a combination of some bad coaching. Like some of the sets they were running just didn't really make a lot of sense. They weren't doing a great job of trying to get guys in different positions. It still just goes back to high pick and roll. Once in a while, they'll run a little variation where a guy flashes up, but for the most part, it's just kind of elementary. And then on defense, they just weren't doing a good job on preventing Cade from getting to the rim. Like, I don't know what their game plan was defensively, but they just seemed very lax on defense. He just kept getting downhill. So, yeah, just kind of bad all around. Luka, too many turnovers. LeBron, really bad shots. Shot selection still not great. There's just still a lot of things that this team is bad at and has to clean up. So, nothing crazy for takeaways. Everyone already knows this. I think Ayton right now defensively is kind of concerning. He's not very aggressive. He's not doing things with force on defense. That's a problem. And I thought Jake as a whole, despite a few bozo plays, is still playing all right. Nick Smith wasn't hitting shots. But this was it was bad on Braun. Luka's turnovers were really bad. And, defensively, they just did not do a good enough job of getting aggressive on Cade. I think that was the biggest takeaway from this game. But anyways, yeah, I will catch you guys later.